Hello everyone, my name is Oksana. It's road to Edoverse Weekly Edoverse Insider the 77th. We deliver the news about the creation of our project Edoverse. And as usual, Tokugawa-san, could you please open today's session?
All right. Thank you, Oksana. Hello, everybody. This is Iehiro Tokugawa. So this is my fourth talk on sumo. Yes. Oh, thank you. And now this is, so what happened after after the last big sumo match in the imperial court? Well, interestingly, and sumo was taken so serious, or it must have been much bloodier than what it is like today. You think of bare knuckle fights fought in various undisclosed underground locations in the United States today, or maybe I'm watching too much television. But so you see, during the Kamakura period, so roughly, well, towards the end of the 12th century to the middle of the 14th century, the first shogun to form his own government, Minamoto no Yoritomo, loved sumo. And he was of imperial blood, but he was the leader of a very, very violent gang. And so naturally he liked sumo. So just think of it as like, real wrestling. And in his, the shrine now, which is dedicated to him, but this is before that, as he was still alive, in Tsurugaoka Hachimangu, he encouraged his men to perform sumo or to wrestle with each other. And then some professional sumo wrestlers would appear as well. Profession? Yes. But, well, paid mostly by the imperial court. So those men came from all the way from Kyoto to perform as well and participate. And then, you see, the first samurai, most of them could not read nor write. They were real fighters. So in 1240, so this is roughly a half century after the beginning of the Kamakura shogunate, is that there was a law to ban street wrestling, at least within the city limits of Kamakura. So you can tell how bloody and martial they were. And then in 1254, by the time the power of the Kamakura shogunate had passed to the Hojo clan, which would become the hereditary regent of the shogunate. And then when he visited the shogun at the time, who was an imperial prince, he organized a sumo match for the entertainment of the prince shogun. And this is why I mentioned this, is because this is the first recorded instance of a referee. Remember, before that, it was the most powerful person in the space to pass final judgment. But here is the rise of the professional referee, Gyoji. And then, here it gets really interesting. After the Kamakura come the Muromachi, and the shogun will reside in Kyoto. And this is known as a very weak shogunate. Well, actually more like a federation of high-ranking samurai than a centralized government. And then the shoguns of Muromachi, or the Ashikaga clan, they were not interested in sumo. So throughout the Muromachi period, there are no sumo matches organized by the emperor nor the shogun. But the people of Kyoto enjoyed sumo. So sumo moved to the private sector. And then also all the daimyo, all the high-ranking samurai who had their fiefs, or, well, like their realm all over Japan, they organized their own sumo. So you see, it's very, this is like the flow of Japanese history itself, where the power and wealth rested. First the imperial court, and then the shogun in Kamakura, and then away from Kyoto, neither the shogun nor the emperor have the money to organize sumo matches. So the people, the merchants and the big temples and the jinja would organize sumo, or all the local fiefdoms would organize sumo matches. And then eventually, so these local fiefdoms, daimyo, would compete and will get destroyed by Oda Nobunaga and eventually Toyotomi Hideyoshi. And here again, interestingly, the top dog in the period of warring states, Sengoku Jidai, Oda Nobunaga, he loved sumo. And in his enormous Azuchi castle, he organized a sumo match with 1,500 spectators. And this was like, the people of the time must never have seen something like this, an event of this scale in their lifetimes. And so from there, it goes to Edo and the Edo period or Tokugawa Japan. And that will be the birth of sumo as we know it today. Okay, I think that's enough for this time. And see you next week. And thank you, Oksana. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Tokugawa-san. And JJ, could you please join us? Hello.
Hi, hello. Hi, Oksana. Hello, everybody. I think some of you guys already joined monthly Edoverse last week, and we announced a lot of things. And yeah, we're still keen on implementing our gaming spaces. And today, I'd like to update something about PayPal stablecoin, because PayPal just announced that they coming to the crypto market. That means like they're gonna mint some kind of PayPal USD, which is like a USDT, and then PayPal is gonna have some agreement with Paxos Bank, which is super famous, because they have a lot of track record of minting a USDT or blah blah blah, something like that. And of course, PayPal, the place we can use PayPal is more than 24 million. So huge, payment places they have. And then what the reason why they just decided to, come into stablecoin market is because I think they're thinking of coming to the gaming space. So for example, when you play a game, it's super tough and troublesome to, put some kind of personal information, credit card information, and then try to pay something for playing game. And then sometimes the credit card is saying like, oh, this is is this your payment or not, or something like that, and we cannot continue to play a game. It's so troublesome. But once, let's say, PayPal coming to our gaming space, and then if we have a PayPal account, everything is done. And then PYUSD is a token symbol of it's stable coin from PayPal. So it means like this stable coin is going to be of course used by some gaming spaces as well. But the reason they stick to stable coin is I think this PayPal coin is going to be like a bridge between gaming token A and gaming token B and gaming token C. So for example, we are creating Zeni, and then Zeni can be exchangeable, of course, to PayPal USD, right? So PayPal USD is going to be like a grand entrance for all of the gaming tokens, so that PayPal can hedge all of the risk, right? So if let's say Zeni down or like Koban down or like any other token, anything fine, has some damage, of course this ecosystem is going to be damaged, of course. But as long as there's a PayPal is just saying like we are, PayPal USDT is just PayPal USDT, then they can hedge all of the risks. So that's I think the super smart strategy, because imagine that PayPal is not credit card, PayPal is not bank, PayPal has no branch, but one of the best and strongest bank globally, right? So I think same strategy is coming to our crypto space. So that's super exciting. And then it's also important for us means like for our Zeni ecosystem and our Koban ecosystem to be collaborated with PYUSD. And then still, so far, I've checked a lot of news, and I think PYUSD is not listed on major exchange, but I think sometimes they're going to be traded by I don't know Coinbase or like Binance or huge exchange. And then of course PayPal is publicly listed company, and then the market cap is so huge, means like SEC approved PayPal, and the SEC fighting to Coinbase, and then PayPal USD is gonna be listed on Coinbase. This is like so ironic one. Yeah, but I think this interesting story coming to our space quite soon, and then we should keep an eye on that. That movement, that motion is super important for our gamified system as well. Yeah, that's enough from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gigi. And do you think we can use the existing accounts as wallets for
of course,
their cryptocurrency? It will
Yeah,
be
definitely.
very comfortable, actually.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely. Super easy to swap. Super easy.
Yes,
Yeah,
super
super
comfortable.
crazy easy. Comfortable, yeah, definitely.
Yes, cool. Thank you very much. And also, Martin, could you please join us? Hello. Been doing?
Hi. Yeah, that's absolutely massive news there. PYUSD could really open doors for a lot of the smaller players in the space, I think, and allow more and more people to get into cryptocurrencies. So yeah, fantastic news, and I think we're in a good position to take advantage of that. So for me, I mean, in the news today is an article from Agence France Presse, AFP, the French national news agency, about the popularity of sumo. And we've been talking about this a little bit before, I mentioned it a few weeks ago, but it seems that more and more foreigners are getting into sumo, and particularly this is due to the Netflix series that's been on. More and more foreigners are visiting the stables in Tokyo as tourists, and there are a lot of views on the channel on YouTube now. So Primetime Sumo is what it's called. So if you're interested, check that out. But I think that is something that we can capitalize on. To me, you can the viewers here can watch ideas being shared in real time among the Edoverse team. But I went to a party yesterday and I met a gentleman whose passion is boat racing, the kyote, the little speed boats. So the legal forms of gambling are very, very limited in Japan. And you've got the pachinko, these boat races are another thing, along with horse racing. But that made me think, well, how could you fit that into Edo? And that made me think of rowing boat races. So there's the Oxford and Cambridge annual rowing boat race, and of course we have Olympic rowing and stuff like that. So that maybe dragon boat paddle, one team versus multiple teams where there's a little bit of a gambling element could also be an interesting. We could have them rowing down the Sumida River and things like that. So just a random idea for me for today. That's it for me, Oksana.
Thank you very much, Martin. And Shunta, do you have any news for us today?
Thank you, Oksana. Hello, everyone. I have a report about the force racing sales campaign. Among who made purchases, half of them choose to buy the package of 5 plots together. We are happy to believe that many of them might have felt the attraction of the horse business. Please looking forward to the future of Kisoima Racing Project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shunta. And Dominique, could you please sum up today's session?
Yep. Hello, everyone. We are actually now really in the middle of the summer, and very, very hot, and sometimes there are heavy rains and typhoons coming to Japan and or Asia. We are actually, but still that we are working very hard just to develop the 3D space. And then you can just see that in the monthly insider that held on last week. There was actually quite impressive, just just only for me, maybe probably for everyone, actually. The people must be, they're quite actually impressed. Just in the landscape of the Edo Castle. And we have now a lot of projects, but the most important just thing that we're doing is that daimyo mansion creations, and also for the digital twins. And it's going to be a very good showcase. And then in trailers, and that we saw some of the car makers showcases, which was actually a little similar, or maybe I think it's the same as the Audi things, but it's not actually related with that, actually, the company at all, that it was. But anyway, we just use the Epic companies' free materials of car makers, and basically that we can just you try that as free. And then, if you see that showcase, it looks like a very interesting, because at this period, just at the current period, it's a car maker can just expose their presence in Edo Castle, and then once that you get in that, if there's the very beautiful car just inside and in the castle, that be actually it's quite actually remarkable. And then it's going to be very good, actually. And we thought that we might just seek some of the opportunity just for the sponsorship for the car makers for the showcase, or maybe in the other showcase or every other the manufacturing company, or maybe I think the service companies. We can just make some of the collaboration in the futures. We already tied up with a Kita Denshi company just to develop the huge amusement park projects, and that is also very exciting in the future. That at the moment that we're just creating the showcase too. So in the future that you're coming into the Edoverse, and you will see some advertisements and some promotional sites in the Daimyo Mansion in the Edoverse. I'm so excited about things now, and also as the Shunto mentioned, horse racing, the Kisoyuma project is also we are seeking the project owners and also project owners and the horse owners. If you purchase the 5 business units with the land NFTs, you can just get one horse. And the racing horse that it's going to be very lucrative in the futures, because we are developing the whole game just for the sites. I'm just still that you have time to just buy the land. Actually, we're still open gate. Please just coming into our site and then buy the business unit with the horse racing, and then. The other project, and I just mentioned about, we just mentioned about Monthly Insider, but the Fortnite project is also other sort of outskirt project of the Edoverse, and that is the first project was actually Tenku Gozen GI. It was a battle game. It's a 1 versus 1. But if you can just find the other the fighters that can just fight in the battle, so the next version will be more exciting, more interesting, because we just try to just find that the solo game, actually, you can just try to achieve something very, very great target, and then you can just solve some problem just in Edoverse, and then you will get some very great owner from Mr. Tokugawa's. That's also, I think, it's gonna be launched, I think, in a couple of months' time, that you can just enjoy the game. And also, we will see that VTubers, the audition, actually the final stage, that a launch will be at the end of August, I think, in a half-month time, and it's going to be very, very exciting, because it's entirely different features from the existing sort of Edoverse ideas, but also this is going to be a very promotional stage in the future for the Edoverse. So we actually in a very hot climate, and that we're just working hard to develop everything, and then you're gonna see that the very interesting just outputs in the future in Edoverse in the various criteria. So please just wait for it, and then please just enjoy Edoverse. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Dominic, and thank you everybody for participating in today's session. We will meet next week. Goodbye.